Welcome to the Sonic Tributaries Podcast, featuring
Eric Jellicoe, Dylan Keelan, TJ Pastore,
where we discuss
music,
we jam, we play, we hang with special guests, focusing in on local tribute bands, regional tribute bands, and
everything music.
strap yourself in for a hell of a time.
Follow me into the desert, as thirsty as you are. Crack a smile and roll your mind and drown in alcohol. 'Cause down below the truth is lying beneath the riverbed. Quench yourself and drink the
You made it, Bill. Now you're alone.
I like it. That was great.
When are we going to start putting that in the 90s?
All right. Welcome, everybody, to the Sonic Tributaries podcast.
.com.
I'm here with my co-host, Eric Chalicone.
That's right.
My name is Dylan Keeleyhan. This is our producer, the esteemed TJ Pastori.
That's right.
And our guest of honor, Jason DeReggiero.
Hi, guys. Nice to be here.
Thanks for
Absolutely.
coming
Welcome.
in. Thanks for coming in, Jay. So, Eric and I have some shit going on. We got Dark Side of the Hudson coming on. Maybe TJ too.
Maybe TJ too, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm just going to say that's happening. You better get it. You're going to get it.
I'm ready.
You're going to get it
ready.
ready. You're going to get it prepared. You're going to be there, and it's going to be freaking fantabulous. So
No pressure.
TJ's a great singer, and he's essentially auditioning for the part of Have a Cigar
Oh,
tomorrow.
no pressure.
None.
Yeah.
But, you know, the only thing is if he doesn't do it and the other band members are like, then I'm singing it, which sucks because I don't want to sing it. I want
not gonna happen.
I want a guest. TJ's going to come in and crush. That's what's going to happen.
Absolutely. Well, actually, you should give just a tiny bit of a background on that, why we should have a guest singer.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Well, so back in 1974-75, Pink Floyd was recording at Abbey Road Studios.
That's right.
Interestingly enough, one Syd Barrett walked into those recording studio doors, and they hadn't seen Syd Barrett since the late 60s when he kind of either left the band, took too much acid, had a schizophrenic episode, or a combination of all three of those things.
That's right.
Or whatever, right? But then all of a sudden he showed up to those sessions. And then during those sessions, they recorded a version of David Gilmour singing Have a Cigar, Roger Waters singing Have a Cigar, the two of them singing Have a Cigar, and none of those were acceptable to their standards. So Roy Harper happened to be recording in Studio B.
Hats off. That's right. Sweet.
And they invited him in and said, hey, can you take a crack at Have a Cigar? And he's the only non-Pink Floyd member besides Claire Torrey to sing lead on a Pink Floyd song. Claire Torrey being the Great Gig in the Sky.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the one scene in School of Rock when Jack Black's character was telling all the students what to brush up on? And he told that one female singer in his class, listen to
Claire Torrey.
Claire Torrey.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Take this, take two
good
of
advice.
these.
Yes.
Go home and call me in the morning.
Exactly. Exactly. I've been waiting for a School of Rock, too. I'm not sure if it's going to come out. Or
I don't know. I thought they were talking about something like that.
The college years, maybe.
The college years.
Would be
Well,
cool. I
well,
love Jack Black.
Right?
We got the rock shop.
Right.
Maybe it's going to happen here.
There you go. The School of Rock
now.
Shop.
Maybe.
Perfect.
That's right.
I'm the new Jack Black.
There you go.
I'm going to not be able to fill those shoes.
You don't need enough, bro.
Some high-pitched ranges you're going to have to go to there. You know.
I can sing Immigrant Song.
You can do that. You can do that.
Anyway.
So we're preparing for this Saturday, the 24th, our Dark Side of the Hudson gig at the Nyack Center, which we're going to do all of Wish You Were Here and all of Dark Side of the Moon.
Wow.
Right.
Which is fantastic, which is really good. So we're waiting. We're looking forward to that. And you and I have some duo gigs coming up, I believe. And then we also have a Live and Unplugged, which is going to be really big. That is Garcia's on Saturday, March 2nd.
That sounds right.
That sounds right. And we have the Turning Point on Saturday,
March 30th.
30th or 31st. I keep
whatever
screwing
the-
that one up.
Whatever the Saturday.
Whatever the last Saturday in March is, that's where we'll be.
Next time, let's make a note.
Yeah, we probably should. We'd be more professional at that point. But
I'm checking my phone, bro.
yeah, go ahead.
I'm checking it right now.
No,
No, I can do it. March 2nd, yes, is the correct date for the Garcias, and March 30th.
30th is the Turning Point.
Right, because if you just add 28 to 2.
Hey, why not?
Saturday night.
There you go.
And then we've got our Sonic Tributaries podcast, sonictributaries.com. It's coming out soon, and Instagram /Sonic Tributaries, right?
I'll have to confirm that.
Cannot confirm or deny.
No.
And then our duo gigs are local gigs. You can
Yeah.
find them at dylankeelahan.com, or you can find liveandunplugged.live. This podcast is brought to you by the rockshopnyack.com, and it is brought to you by
Clarkstown Heating and Air. ClarkstownHVAC.com.
There you go. There you go. So TJ has a heating, venting, and air conditioning company, and I have the Rock Shop.
And I work for a company, So, which is good.
We're not going to say who.
No, it's a good place, but
Anyway, enough about
there you
us.
go. And I also teach lessons here at the Rock Shop. So there we go.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
So that's something I can, relate to here with all of you. So I feel like a part of the team now. It's wonderful.
It's awesome.
It is fun.
It's awesome to have
But-
my buddy boy walking
Buddy
through
boy.
these hallways all day.
Fantastic.
Yeah. All right. So, Jay,
Yes.
remember when we met?
I remember that Dylan auditioned for our little old cover band,
Yes.
Mr. Lovejoy.
Yes.
MrLovejoymusic.com.
There you go.
We were in the middle of not really a Spinal Tap episode of losing drummers by asphyxiation on vomit or anything like that.
Choked on somebody else's vomit.
Exactly. But you'd be surprised. There's a lot of churn in the cover world, right? People are always looking for greener pastures. And we had an opening at the time, and I was immediately taken by your just down-to-earth nature. Hey, what's this all about? I don't think you were ever in a Jersey-based cover band before you ventured into this little world of Jersey cover.
Kind of correct, kind of incorrect.
Kind of incorrect.
Do you remember the copyrights?
Yes.
I was in the copyrights for 3 months, maybe.
Okay.
So the copyrights was David Fagan had a band called The Counterfeiters.
Right. It's all
then-
coming back to me now.
Then they pushed him out and started the copyrights, even though it was his own band.
Right.
Remember that? Did you hear that on the
Yeah.
last?
Yeah, we talked about
We
that.
talked
Yeah,
about
that's
that.
it, yeah.
Fagan was on here.
Okay.
Fagan was on here, so this is all covered territory. But anyway, I was in that.
Uncomfortable. Like that scene in Rockstar when Mark Wahlberg comes back and says, well, that's my mic stand.
Oh, yeah.
I'm taking that with me.
Aw. But the point of the story was I briefly replaced David Fagan in his own band,
Right.
which then, through a fortuitous turn of events, led me to join David Fagan's band.
Right. Did you audition at, was it Future Sound in Fairfield? One of
I
those
don't
studios? You don't remember? I think
There's mirrors.
it was Future Sound,
Mm-hmm.
Broccoli Rob Studios
Broccoli rock.
Right on.
Nice.
in Fairfield, New Jersey.
Right on.
Go for some cavatelli right now. That's
Exactly.
good. Yeah, we go.
Exactly.
And sausage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But so we were over there.
Yep.
We had some fun. I think I sang X's and O's
Yes.
That's
because
great.
you were trying to see if I could hit those high notes, is my
Yes.
guess.
Yeah. Well, we were looking for a bass player who can sing his ass off. And of course, you check those boxes and you check those boxes. So,
Mhm.
Thank you. You know what's funny too is you'll find out through the story is that like I replaced Fagan and then Jay kind of replaced me in his own band.
yes.
Find out as the story progresses,
Yes, indeed.
which is great. It's just hysterical.
Mhm.
You can't make it up. It was
Nope.
the best band breakup I ever had.
I share that story all the time. We played at the Shannon Rose
Oh, yeah.
in Ramsey, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great place.
And we played a gig, and I know you were feeling kind of like a fish out of water, like not really
Yeah.
vibing. Although I thought you killed it,
Yeah.
right? And it was the end of the gig. We were in the parking lot. We're loading out, and I think we just had a semicircle in the parking lot. And as I was about to say the "It's not you, it's me" speech to Dylan, who's the sweetest man I've ever met, he said, "Listen, I'm gonna make this really easy on you. Like, I'm not really feeling this either. I think it's best if we just, part ways." And I was like, "That's the easiest breakup ever."
That's beautiful.
We talked
That's
about
absolutely
we
beautiful.
talked about mixtapes before we started the podcast. I would have made a mixtape for this man.
That's right.
How much I love this individual.
Ah,
And I didn't want
fantastic.
to hurt his feelings, but
the feelings weren't hurt,
I know. I know.
which was
I know,
lovely.
I know.
But anyway, less about that. That's just a funny anecdotal thing.
Right.
So we met and we were in a band together for like a year and a half. Is that about right?
I think so.
And busy. The band was a busy band.
We were very fortunate to be playing a lot of the typical bars, North, Central, South Jersey. Played our share of privates and food truck festivals and
Mhm.
and the like.
Yeah.
Craft beer festivals at the Armory in Morristown, New Jersey. Right. So we kept a pretty busy schedule for a bunch of guys playing other people's music and enjoying ourselves and having fun.
Yeah.
Basically, the set list was pretty much an iPod shuffle from Johnny Cash to Justin Timberlake and everything in between. So we're like the circus, 1 to 92. You got to basically entertain everybody. So
Yeah.
Right. Well, Richie actually put it to me. Richie Muscala, shout out to him, former bandmate of mine and Jay's as well.
that's right, Mr. Muscola, now in the Benjamins,
Yes.
Ah.
Nice. Nailing it, Richie, wherever you are.
of course.
He put it to me well. He was like, so this is what we do. The first set is an introductory set. We're going to play a little bit of everything. We're not going to come out too strong. We're going to be like, hey, a little flirtation with the crowd. And then
Right.
maybe hit them with a couple of bangers, but nothing crazy. Right.
Just a peek.
And then the second set was the dance set.
Right.
Everybody was hammered.
Uh-huh.
Everybody's ready to go. And then the third set was the sing-along set.
Right.
He had it.
Yeah.
He had it nailed. And then, so that's what we would do. Like, give us, if you remember, give us like the first 5 songs of a Lovejoy set.
Oh, my. The first set?
The first set.
First set could be anything from Little Van Morrison, maybe some Tom Petty, some old school John Mayer, just to kind of some head bopping, right? Maybe some Sublime,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's just a tip, just a tip,
Just a little bit.
just a little
Right.
bit. And then you go to the Killers, Mr. Brightsides, and you do your, your dancey stuff. And I love top 40. I love top 40 female artists. I'll sing top 40 female all night long.
Mhm.
And my band hates me for it, but I'll sing Katy Perry. I don't care. So yeah, as the night basically gets later, the crowd gets younger, and you try to get as much pop contemporary as you can.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the end of the third set, it's all just it's an Irish shanty. It's sing along. It's Billy Joel. It's
Will you hold it? Let's do it.
exactly a lot of Come On Eileen's by Dexy's Midnight Runners, I believe those guys were called back in '83. I just remember that video on MTV. It was like 6 guys all wearing like overalls, running down the streets of Scotland or Dublin or somewhere. I'm not sure where they were coming from, but yeah. So I think you got an indoctrination into the blueprint, right?
Yeah.
And Richie definitely, he taught me a lot. It's all about engaging with the crowd. It's not, especially cover stuff. It's about throwing the party,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you have to engage the audience because they're the party with you.
Yeah.
There's no ego. There's no ego in cover bands. There shouldn't be. Is there? Yes.
Yeah. There's a lot, actually.
But
There's always ego.
right, because I can sing American Girl better than you. Okay, that's going to get you far. Right? But I think in anything, especially with music, if you're fortunate to be around a room of like-minded people who not only do you appreciate their playing, respect their playing, but you actually love them as human beings, that's the added bonus, right?
Yeah.
Because music, it never leaves you, never lets you down. Whether you lose your spouse or a job or your house or there's always music, right? There's always that constant. So to be able to be in a room with a bunch of guys who just get it,
Yeah.
I think it's a different dynamic with original stuff. I mean, I was writing original stuff 25 years ago, and I was in a van with 4 guys and really trying to make it, as they say, right? But as you get older, you just really appreciate the relationships as much as the opportunity to make music, whatever that looks like, right? So every day you wake up and your feet hit the floor and you can play your instruments and still have dear friends that you can make music with, make noise with, and make a little cash.
Yeah.
Life's not so bad.
Could be worse.
Could be way worse.
Speaking of vans, still got that van we used to roll to LBI every Sunday with?
I have a different van
Ah.
now, but I think the story you're referring to is so we played in Long Beach Island, which is exit 63 off the Garden State Parkway for those who are not from New Jersey.
Mhm.
How typical. What exit? 63 off the Parkway. Okay.
Thunder Road.
Thunder Road,
right.
exactly. I think that's Freehold. It's further north
Yeah.
a little bit. It's fine. So we would play Nardi's Tavern, Nardi's Bar and Grill, right off the main drag
Every Sunday
every Sunday
for the entire summer.
the entire summer. And there was one particular night where it was torrential rain. And we usually did a 10:30 to 1:30 a.m. shift, I think. So it was raining pretty hard.
And then the what was the DJ's name? Joey Macaroni or something.
Joey Macaroni.
Tony Macaroni.
There you go.
He would play in between unless he was fighting with his girlfriend.
Yeah, it might have been Tony Manicotti, but I'm not really
Hey,
sure.
oh,
I'm not really
hey.
He said name is DJ Tony, like macaroni. That's what he said to me.
Hey, listen, I'm half Italian, so I can kid.
There you go.
I
That's
can
right.
I'm offended.
It's like he was a great guy.
Oh no, we're gonna have to bleep that too. Oh god.
It's all got to go.
So Long Beach Island is infamous for their flooding. So there was a lot of torrential rain. It poured for the load-in. It poured during the entire night, and then by the time we got out of the gig, we didn't think we'd be able to get off the island. So there's this main causeway just to get off of Long Beach Island. It's Route 72. You go over the causeway and you hit Manahawkin, and then you're a hop, skip, and a jump to the Parkway North, and then you go. I don't think I have the clip anymore, but there was a video. I think you were in the back seat.
I have it.
You have it? So basically, we're driving, and it looks like Moses should be parting the Red Sea any moment, but it was really high. I mean, it was past our wheel wells for sure.
Wow.
And you can just hear just the water. And the whole time Dylan's just doing this play-by-play commentating like, Jay, I don't think we're going to make it.
But it was
on.
more like I was kind of drunk. And I was like, Jay, I don't think we're going to make it, baby. Oh, God. Like, very dramatic.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
it was like Mark Wahlberg in A Perfect Storm.
Yes.
When he's out there talking to Diane Lane's character,
yeah.
Hey, baby, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Well, did we make it, Jay?
We did make
We
it.
made it.
Yeah.
There's no cliffhangers in this podcast. We did make it. We did make it. It was dicey, but we got over the causeway. that night.
You know what I was referencing in that voice though is there's this video of these two fishermen from
It's
Boston.
a baby whale,
Yeah.
Jay. Call the aquarium.
That's exactly what I was
heard.
referencing. And I don't know if I think I showed it to you.
You did.
earlier.
You
so
did.
I was in the back seat going, Jay, I don't know if we're gonna make it, buddy. Like in the same voice. And Mike, our other bandmate, is just like, Dylan,
I couldn't take it.
can you calm down, Dylan? And Jay's like, Dylan, we're gonna make it. I'm just kind of drunk back there. I don't know.
I don't know, kid.
Oh, my goodness.
God, kid, I don't know, kid. It's fucking too tight, dude. Oh man, that was glorious. Yes,
But we made it. We lived to fight another day.
yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say though that you guys were like, okay, Nardi's Tavern every Sunday from Memorial Day to Labor Day or the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
How do you get to work?
Yeah.
Because you guys all had full-time morning jobs.
Yes. Full-time morning jobs without a cocaine habit. Yeah.
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 None of them had drug habits.
No.
And I was like, how are you going to make it in the morning? Like, what do you, and they're like, well, let me tell you, young Dylan, this is what we do. And the money wasn't bad.
Right.
The money wasn't bad. We were
Right.
making a couple $100, maybe more than that. And after shots and
Mhm.
bartender tips,
Right.
it was good. It was still
was.
good. It was still good enough. But
Right.
like, I was like, I just didn't understand how that made sense that you would sacrifice every single Monday of the summer to do it. What's going through your head?
You feed the beast, right? You want to get in front of as many people as you possibly can, right? Show off the band, branding, what have you. You get a lot of privates from those bar gigs too, right? So you get relationships built, other venues, brides and grooms,
Mhm.
private events. So you have to pick and choose, if you're lucky, to manage your calendar, right? But it's all about routing and making sure that you're not oversaturating in a particular area, and you want to try to have that demand, have that expectation of where you're playing. And even now with socials being totally different than it was when you were in the band, I mean, now it's all about reels and interactions and likes and shares and followers, right? So it's an art. I mean, social media to me is just, it's like Chinese arithmetic. I mean, I can dive into it, but I really couldn't tell you why one thing is successful or not. Search engine optimization, yeah, I get it, but not to get all nerdy, but it's all about algorithms and this and that. But Dave Grohl said it best: if you are great at what you do, people will find you.
Mm.
Yeah.
Everyone is seeking great music.
Mm.
So just be great.
And, you know, as far as greatness goes, we were a damn good cover band. We really were. Like, damn good. Everybody played their instruments well. Everybody sang well. We had a great, good core of music.
Yeah.
And also, I'm pretty sure when you talk about Nardi's, to call it the bar and grill, it wasn't that. Like, trust me, when you're thinking bar and grill, you're thinking us in the corner
Right.
and no one there.
Right.
What it on a Sunday night.
Right.
What it actually was us on a stage that I was a little too tall for.
Yes. Yes.
If I jumped, I'd hit
See
the
that,
ceiling.
Yeah.
But it was still a stage nonetheless,
Right.
with lighting, with pro PA,
Mhm.
with pro gear, with pro musicians. So, and you get there at what, 9 o'clock, whenever we got there, 8:30 or something. There'd
Right.
be another band that was on there all day,
Right.
and the crowd in there, and they were on there all day. And then we'd go in, and the crowd would kind of dissipate for a minute. And then as soon as we were ready to hit, 10 o'clock would come in, and there'd be a whole new crowd walking through the door.
Right.
Nardi's has a party bus that drives around LBI and picks people up
Yes.
and brings them to the venue.
The entire island
Yes.
from one end to the other.
Yeah. So what you're thinking of, like, oh, Nardi's, tavern isn't true. It was crazy.
Yeah.
There were like every single Sunday night there were 200, 300 people in there.
Yeah, it was busy.
Yeah. Every single Sunday.
Yep.
Even on that rainy Sunday.
Yes. Well, you think about it, it's the summertime, everybody's on vacation, and the rentals go from Saturday to Saturday. So every week you had a brand new vacation crew
Yeah.
that were looking to go out. And Sunday night, it's day 2 of their week of vacation. So
Mm-hmm.
let's go.
Everybody's ready to party down there for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, I just want to clarify that it's a little different than what we're, it's this dive bar, fucking Thelma and Louising trying to get over the fucking causeway. Where, hold my hand, Jay. I don't know if we're going to make it. So now, Jay, you're still in Mr. Lovejoy.
Yes.
Right? And you retooled the band. So essentially, the story we were alluding to earlier was that I was not really great at being the front man of a Jersey cover band. Good musician, but that just wasn't a great role for me to be like,
Right.
let's fucking party. I'm like, they describe me as a science teacher.
You were the most polite frontman / bass player ever.
Hey.
We'd finish a song, they would clap, and Dylan would say, "Give yourselves a round of applause."
It's like a Ned Flanders sort of,
Exactly.
I'd be like, thank you very much
Yeah.
for supporting our local cover band.
Thank you. Welcome to the bake sale.
Yeah. Even when it was just mobbed, when we were at one of those other places on Fire Island. What was the name of that place?
Oh, the
Sandbar.
Sandbar, yeah.
It was just craziness. Just people just mobbed. I'd still be like, well, thanks everybody for coming out tonight.
Yes. Yes.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I had no like, what the fuck are you party animals doing tonight? I
No.
didn't have that shit.
That's not your wheelhouse.
No.
though. That's not who you are.
No,
That's okay.
no. I learned a lot though. I did. But anyway, the point of the story is that like we had a very amicable breakup, and it was just I wasn't right for it in that regard.
Right.
Otherwise, musically, it was all good. We all
Mhm.
had great relationships. There was no bad things. So then from there, what happened is Jay took over the frontman spot. They hired a bassist, and I think a drummer too, right?
Correct.
So it took 2 people to
To
replace you or me.
you.
But you, right, I guess. Right.
I guess it's kind of 6
Right.
degrees of Kevin Bacon
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It took 2 people to replace us.
Yes.
Yes.
I like that
Yeah.
word better. Us.
Yeah, me too.
I like that.
So where'd you go? Where did you go from there?
We've had relationships with drummers that have been in the fold on and off for 15, 20 years, playing in different projects, offshoots of this, offshoots of that. So Chris Parr, shout out to Mr. Parr. Mr. Parr is a world-renowned science teacher
Oh, there
in
you go.
North Jersey. You got to check out his YouTube channel, by the way. He makes science subject songs through contemporary pop music. So if you need a lesson on Pangea, the supercontinent, or photosynthesis, he has volumes of science subjects that he creates pop music too. So basically, he plays these cover songs of pop music to his students, and teachers from all around the globe, they download his stuff because someone is looking for this material. So I'm not. I always wonder why the guy's not a gazillionaire, because he just doesn't market it the way he should. But it's a commodity.
Yeah.
right? Very unique commodity. But so Mr. Parr, definitely check out his science channel on YouTube for sure.
Oh yeah.
So Chris came in to the band as the drummer, and bass wise, our good friend Kel Pelshaw, who came into the fold, he might have been one or two bass players after you, but he's been with us full time. Although he's a whore, I love him, but he's a whore. He plays with other bands, and he's always making my life difficult to try to book because he's playing with this band or that band, and I love him. There's a fine balance, right? Because I rarely take off, because if I take off, then 4 guys don't eat, right?
Yeah.
So there's a balance, like everything else. So I just tell everybody, look, just give us first crack. We're right of first refusal. And if you guys want to do other stuff, that's great. If you want to take off, okay. We have a Google Calendar, right? It's all shared. Take off. I need this off. I need this day off. Okay, great. So then we're all kind of on the same page, and we all know what we're doing. Because again, getting back to that thought about booking and momentum and getting in front of people, it's rinse and repeat. So in our small little cover world, if you're not out there playing, you're forgotten about. So, and there's a lot of bands that are looking to take our spot. It's like, being a professional athlete, we're not the rookies anymore, right? So you got to make sure that you're trying to get to sleep when you can, right? You're trying to cut back on, the food and the booze, and you shouldn't be having all the things worth living for, right? So,
Fiber.
Fiber, yes. Fiber. Yes. Big name for a live album, Fiber. So we've been a happy 5-piece band, collectively for the last 3+ years with, regular guys that are, still in their spot. We do have one-offs here and there. Our friend Carly Bloom, she comes in and plays keyboards every now and then when she's not making, I guess they're sitar paintings, right? She takes, what do you call that? Keytars, right? So Carly Bloom, love you, Carly. She has a side business where she makes these beautiful paintings of guitars, custom-made paint jobs for guitars. And she's on cruise ships, and she sells her art, and she's also playing on the cruise ship with her project, whatever that project may be.
Jesse's girl.
Yes.
There you go.
So Jesse's
Playing
girl.
guitar.
Yeah.
She's playing guitar.
Yeah.
It's like Munchausen by proxy.
Yes.
That from Yes Band.
Yes. Yes. But she's great. And our friend Danny, he's on keys regularly. He was in bands with Monty and Richie Mascola for a long time.
All right. Monty and Richie Mascola. Shout out to those guys.
Yes. So those guys are. If you were in the cover band circuit in the 90s and early 2000s, Who Brought the Dog and Dog Voices, those guys were like, they were top of the mountain.
Yeah.
The Nerds, God love them, they've always been around. They're kind of like the Mount Rushmore of Jersey cover bands.
Right.
And they're still kicking it too.
One fun thing you did that I got about Dog Voices that I got to shout out was we were on LVI, and Monty came to our gig. Some gig he booked us at some township thing or something on the beach or whatever.
Right.
And we're singing Boys of Summer. You're singing it. And you go, I saw Dog Voices sticker on a Cadillac. And Monty goes,
We had one of those. I remember you would drive through one of the tolls on the Garden State Parkway, and you have to slow down just to put your band sticker right in the middle of that basket.
oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. That's right.
All right, Jay. So we touched upon everything we've done. Let's go all the way back. When did you start playing drums, singing, guitar? You play guitar upside down, lefty, right?
I do.
So give me like a
Badly.
yeah. He plays. He can sound good. Give me a origin story of how music kind of entered into your life.
My father took me to my first concert when I was 7 years old.
Wow.
He took me to see the Kiss show at the Madison Square Garden in 1977 for their Destroyer tour. Now, my father was not a typical dad, throw the pigskin around the front lawn. He was a struggling artist himself. He was a photographer, very creative guy. So he, I think, had more fun than I did at the concert because he, maybe he imbibed in some natural herb. He brought his camera with him, and he was just amazed by Ace Frehley smoking guitar and Gene Simmons spitting blood and fire and this and that. So he always had music around the house. He would play the Beatles Yesterday and Today. He would play Santana. He would play Paul Simon and Garfunkel. And I just remember getting just such a kick out of watching my dad react to the music that he was playing on his turntables, He sent me for drum lessons when I was 8 years old to New York, and I just never looked back. I don't have the brain for the notes. I can sight read a little bit, but now I think it's all just Chinese arithmetic. I mean, if you told me, what a dotted eighth would look like, I probably couldn't recite it to you at this point, but
It's rock and roll.
it's rock and roll. Thank you. I wish I was that brained because I'd be, I think, in a different capacity in my musical career, right? But that wing is forever closed. That ride's shut down, So my dad always surrounded the house with music, and he just nurtured that type of journey for me. I was 9 years old, had my first sparkling Ludwig 4-piece drum set. Drove my mother crazy, and I remember the best man at my wedding in the future, my good buddy Gene Freeman, who goes by Machine, who has done some great work as a producer, remixing artists like Clutch and Lamb of God. And we were in a band together called Live Bait in junior high and high school. We were a power trio.
Live bait.
Live Bait.
I like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe that could be our new name.
Hey, that's not bad.
Feel free. Take it. Take it.
Thanks, Jay.
Of course. I want some residuals, but you can take it.
Fair.
So Gene's dad was part of the New York Philharmonic. I think he was the second or third clarinetist in the Philharmonic, and he was like big time, right? We would go up to my buddy Gene's attic, and we'd practice there and just work on our craft, and we'd see all these big black road cases. Like his dad was a rock star. He was traveling all over the world, with his band, his orchestra, right? But he instilled in us just kind of a work ethic, and just, you guys are 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. It's not going to sound good, but your attitude has to maintain whatever journey that you guys are on. And we don't really know what we wanted to sound like at that age anyway. We thought it was the first time you guys plugged in a guitar into that Marshall stack and you heard that, right?
Yeah.
It was the most beautiful sound you guys ever heard,
Sure.
right? So then as you just keep working at it and taking lessons, and you have other people that are maybe somebody's older brother who teaches guitar down the block, and you just kind of start to figure out, oh, this is how this works. And if I, hold the pick this way, and I can bar chord this and that, and oh, okay. And it all starts to come together. And then you got other kids in the neighborhood that are just on that same journey with you guys, and they're just figuring it all out together. So
Right.
started working with just some guys in my junior high and high school experience, and guitarist Eef Barzelay, who went on to form Clem Snide. He actually wrote the theme song for the TV show Ed also. Random, right? So we were in a high school band, get this, right? Were we destined to fail or what? The name of the band was Ground Zero.
Oh, jeez.
What year is this?
This was 88, right? 1988.
You had a few years.
We had a
but,
few years.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So God bless the broken road. But
Were you drums at that point or vocals still?
I was drums. I was drums up until probably 95, 96.
And what happened when? Why did you segue from drums to vocals, or was it an accident? How did that happen?
I always just liked guitar,
Mm-hmm.
not electric, because I didn't have the dexterity for it. And I'm not a gear guy, right? You need to be a gear guy to at least know what your sound is and to cultivate that sound. But acoustically, yeah, I can play that all day long and not, hurt myself. And then I just started writing songs. I mean, I started writing in earnest probably 94, 95. Definitely influenced by Soundgarden, as you can tell by this podcast and what you'll be seeing and listening to. And I just got together a bunch of guys who they just wanted to play. They just wanted to play. So this is mid to late 90s, and we're playing Hoboken. We're playing North Jersey. Not a lot of original rooms, right? So you have to really pick and choose, and you have to make those relationships. And playing on Bleecker Street in Manhattan and, the Village and all that stuff. And
Bitter End.
Yeah.
Maxwell's.
The Red Lion.
Red Lion.
Yeah.
We would do a 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. show at the
Jeez.
Red Lion.
Oh, that's hard time, bro.
Yeah.
And you would drive home and the Lord's flashlight's on you. The sun is just like, okay. And
The Lord's flash.
That's great.
you just got to live to fight another day. But, that's you just take your education where you can get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's where you start to learn about the dynamic of banter and, all right, play these songs straight through, and then the drummer does the intro. And you mentioned the band name.
Right.
I tell people all the time, I go to see bands when I have the time, and they may not have a banner up, but they maybe have, a wall of LED, but they don't mention the name of the band. So I've been here for 45 minutes watching you and listening to you, and I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
You got to say who you are, because people are coming in and going out all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
And now especially, there's so much noise,
Yeah.
right? You got to be your own pitch man,
Right.
right? I want people to at least know repeatedly throughout the night, whether it's I got a lollipop bucket and I got business cards in there. People get confused. It's not really a tip jar. It's more like a marketing tool, because I want to give you something and nothing in return, right? Here's the band. Here's the business card. There's our banner behind us. We say who we are multiple times a night. And then they just, Mr. Lovejoy, Mr. Lovejoy, Mr. Lovejoy, Mr. Lovejoy. Okay, I get it. That is the cadence, right? Because we're not trying to hoodwink anybody. We want people to know who we are. So when they leave and they go on social media, I had a great time last night. Oh, who was the name of that band? Oh,
Mr. Lovejoy.
Mr. Lovejoy.
Mr. Lovejoy.
We did not. I didn't name that band.
Danny did,
by
right?
the way. Yeah. So here's a quick story. So if you guys remember the 1993 movie Get Shorty.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So for those of you listening who don't know Get Shorty, so the premise of the movie is you have Gene Hackman and John Travolta. It's a Hollywood-esque movie in the sense that John Travolta plays a gangster who's trying to break into the movie industry. So there's a script that he's trying to get, I guess, approved or something to that nature. And the name of the script is called Mr. Lovejoy. So that's how the name of the band became. I didn't name it. I just joined.
Right.
I
It's
just
a
joined
good
it.
name. It's a really good name. I always loved the name. I was like, that's a fun name. I just wish it had a better origin story. The old singer of the band before who I kind of replaced, this guy Danny, he named it, right? It was his kind of
I think it
project.
was Danny Pearson, yes,
Yeah.
who named the band.
And then Richie was probably just like, that's a great name, right? But let's go back to the banter thing. The one thing I, again, was bad at was that. In the band, I was never like, what's up, everybody? We're Mr. Lovejoy. You got to check us out on MrLovejoy.com. I'd be like, well, wasn't that terrific? I hope everybody's just having a wonderful time. I baked cookies for you.
The sweetest frontman ever.
But and then remember, you're in the middle of the Jersey Shore
It's a jungle.
during the summer
It's a jungle.
with
Oh, yeah.
20 to 25-year-olds
Yes,
as the main source of your revenue, really.
right.
So they're there to throw down.
Yep.
They can throw down twice as hard as you,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't give a fuck what kind of band you are. They only want to hear the songs they want to hear. They want to dance. They look at you, and they're like, who are these fucking guys? And then you play a song they like, and they're like, oh, my God,
Yeah, of
Jenna.
course. I love it.
I
Yeah.
got you.
It's crazy.
I want you to have my baby.
Do you remember Chugger?
Yes.
We were on the ferry to Fire Island, right? And there was these girls in the back, and I swear I don't know how old they were. They looked like 15 to me because I was 30 something at the time. And when you're 30, you don't know age anymore. You're just
No.
like, who? I don't know.
No.
And she was chugging Coronas.
Yes.
Ugh.
Just chugging them.
She was thirsty.
She was thirsty. So this was at what, 2 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yeah, you have to remember. So coming from Jersey, we all convened at Mike, our guitar player's house, and we park in front of his house, and then we all carpool 2 hours to the slip in Long Island, and then you take about a half-hour ferry from the Ocean Beach slip
With all your gear.
with a lot of your gear. The back line,
No PA.
no PA. But we had it down to a science. We're like a NASCAR crew, so we had our carts, we had our our bungees, but you take the 30-minute ferry. You get off the ferry, and it's like a very beautiful, like Norman Rockwell-esque, sea town. It's beautiful, like sea homes and bed and breakfasts, and they don't have any cars on the island. It's all foot traffic. And we basically get off, and we walk maybe, I don't know, 200 feet, and then there's the bar. It's your typical summer flip-flops on the ceiling type bar establishment, bar food, shots galore, and they just treat you like family. Like you show up and, hey, let's go to the walk-in and let's just do our inaugural season shot. Okay.
Or the owner will make you go to his house and take shots with him at his house,
Oh, jeez.
which is also walking distance.
Yes.
And this might be at noon.
Yes.
This
Yes.
might be at noon. This might be at 1.
Right.
He just this fucking guy. He's
It's
legless.
it's an Ironman. It's an Ironman for sure.
Oh, my
You got to train for
God.
these types of days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So remember we would do triples there?
Yes.
They would have us do triples. We'd play
Yeah.
there 3 times in one day.
Yep.
Jeez.
We'd do like the morning shift, the afternoon shift, and the evening shift.
Right. And then you try to get on the 10 o'clock ferry.
You had to get on the 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're screwed to get home.
You're staying on the island
Yeah.
with the owner.
Not good, kid.
Not fucking good at
Not
all,
good.
guy. And this owner was this like, he'd be at the noon, he'd be dancing, and he shouldn't have been dancing.
Oh.
Just for the record.
He was in his own world. I love you, John. I love you.
He's not going to watch this, Jay.
You never know. You never know.
Jay, John, I thought you were a very, very interesting character, but this dude would get legless
Oh, boy.
by like 3 o'clock. And when you watch someone like stumble around, but he wouldn't fall.
No.
He would like keep catching himself.
He was a weeble wobble for
He
sure.
just-
Oh, my God.
Yes.
And but he wouldn't. He looked like he was going down, and then he'd do another shot of Jägermeister, and he'd be like, "Yeah, I'm ready to go." And he's some lawyer or something.
He is.
Crazy.
Yes.
Anyway, sorry.
No, that's okay. That's a great segue.
I just said all that to talk about the one thing this girl was chugging on the fucking ferry. You were
Yes.
saying,
Yes. So basically, Sandbar, Ocean Beach, Fire Island, New York. It's home, whether you like it or not. When you get there, you do what you got to do. Say hi to mom, right? What's in the fridge? And then you get ready for the gig.
Yeah.
You
Or
know?
3.
Or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what about the Irish guy that would open up the night sometimes?
Oh, Ricky
Ricky.
Roach.
Yeah.
Ricky Roach.
Yeah. And he'd be doing shots and the guy's 75.
Yeah,
years
so
old.
Ricky had an acoustic guitar, and he had some type of board where he had a mic hooked up to it. So
Yeah.
I guess that was
Drum.
his 4 on the floor.
Mhm.
Or depending upon how much he was drinking, maybe it was the 1 or the 3. I don't know. Maybe he skipped some. Who knows? Yeah. So Ricky was, although I think he's mellowed out more recently. Yeah, fingers crossed. But he was an ornery. He was an angry elf.
Yeah.
He was an
Yeah.
angry elf.
Yeah.
He was one of those guys where if we played on stage, he would come right up and we don't care. Hey, grab a mic, whatever. But if you were even in his peripheral, now he's just an acoustic guitar player playing by himself on the stage. He would get very, very upset if there was anyone on the stage while he was playing.
That's his stage.
That's his stage.
Yeah.
So no green M&Ms in the bowl
No.
for Ricky Roach. That will not fly.
All right, Jay. So we got it, right? We started off 7 years old, Kiss concert, went through, learned some stuff, ended up doing some originals with your buddies around, hitting Maxwell's, hitting
Right.
Bleecker,
Mm-hmm.
ended up in the cover scene, the Jersey Shore cover scene, still there, still having shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
You just going to keep Jersey Shore covering? You got any other plans? Or we're just going to keep Lovejoying right along merrily?
Lovejoying. I like that. Is that an adjective? Is that a verb?
Sure, I don't know.
It could be both, right?
I'm here.
I'm lovejoying.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure where the road takes me. I'm enjoying myself. I really respect the guys that I get to play music with, you know. I do miss writing original stuff. I think I may want to sit down with the legal pad and start jotting down some lyrics again. You know, there's nothing like hearing your own stuff on the radio. I remember back in, I don't know, 96, you know, I got played on WDHA 105.5, and it's pretty cool, right? That's my own little moment. I can take that and put it in my pocket, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, we all make choices in life. There's priorities. So there's definitely a different level of dedication and time and craft and all that. So I'm fortunate. I can play music with a bunch of friends and make some cash on the side and have a good time. And we can have a room, forget about life for a while, for 3 hours. And
Sure.
if we can do that, I think we're ahead of the game. Life's good.
There you go.
Hell yeah. Anything you guys want to add?
Just keep on Lovejoying, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good love, Johnny. No, I personally, I think your voice is fantastic.
Oh,
That was really
thank you.
good. I thought that was an awesome song to pick.
Thank you.
Very sentimental song for me. It's like I said, we were talking beforehand, and I remember buying it on the cassette, Down on the Upside.
Right.
Right. And I had to actually go through quite a few songs to get to that, but it's one hell of an album, and you did it justice. That was great.
Thank you.
I mean, that was no rehearsal either. We just
No.
went straight to it. So that was a lot of fun.
And I love the 30-second roll at the end of that.
You got to do it.
Thank you.
You got to do it.
Gotta do it.
It's got to be there.
Shout out
Matt
to
Cameron.
Matt
dude.
Cameron,
Holy
yes.
crap.
And I'm just
Yeah.
over here like, yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, he did it. Did the thing that he's supposed to do at the time that he was supposed to do it.
Did it. You know?
The thing with the
It's
drums
almost
and the
like he
stick
knows what
and
he's
the-
doing.
That's right. Almost like I prepared for it a little bit. You know. So I could be quasi pro. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe someday. So you know.
Quasi.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. This was wonderful, Jay. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
This is the Sonic Tributaries podcast. My name is Dylan Keelahan. This is Eric Chalicombe. This is Jay DeReggiero. This is TJ Pastori. You can find us at sonictributaries.com. We are sponsored by, come on, please, 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 Voodoo Ranger. Please. And the Rock Shop and Clarkstown Heating, Venting, and Air Conditioning. And thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. It
Sweet. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
was great.
Welcome to the Sonic Tributaries podcast, featuring Eric Chalicombe, Dylan Keelahan, TJ Pastori, where we discuss music, we jam, we play, we hang with special guests, focusing in on local tribute bands, regional tribute bands, and everything music. Strap yourself in for a hell of a time.